Hey, everybody. Sunday, April 10th, 2022. We're coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee, where it is springtime and the flowers are blooming. Today is my mother's 86th birthday.
That's incredible.
It's incredible. She had breast cancer. Did you know that in her 40s?
I didn't know she was in her 40s.
She was in her 40s, and she's been, battling health struggles for half her life. And she's right now in New Orleans with my sister. They're walking in the French Quarter. I sent them over to Muriel's, where we had the best pork chop of our life a couple of weeks ago.
Not a joke. That was the best pork chop of my life.
If you're ever in New Orleans in the French Quarter, there's a restaurant called Muriel's that Jaimee and I both really enjoyed. We were in New Orleans ourselves for the Tennessee Williams Literary Festival, which is held in conjunction with the Saints and Sinners Literary Festival, which is an LGBTQ literary festival. And
The only fully LGBTQ literary festival in the United States.
the only fully LGBTQ literary festival in the United States. And so they're held in tandem at the same time at the same hotel, the Montleon, which is known as the Literary Hotel in New Orleans. Famous writers have sat at the Carousel Bar, which is a bar that spins around like a carousel. And Tennessee Williams was one of them. And there's just a great community support for authors and writers and painters and songwriters. And we just had the best time at that event. And I got to present my book on several panels, which was very, very cool with other authors. This was my first ever literary festival, and Jaimee and I left with this sense of just how different book world is than music world. And I got to be on stage with Ricky Lee Jones because Ricky put out a book this year too called Last Chance Texaco, Chronicles of an American Troubadour. What a great combo of a song title and the nature of her book. A wonderful woman from NPR, Gwen, hosted. Gwen Tompkins bounced questions back and forth between Ricky and I, and sharing the stage with her was extraordinary for me because I'm such a fan. And she was oh so gracious with me, very, very generous with me. And she said one of the coolest things I've ever heard about songwriting. It's exactly what I teach, but she said it so concisely. I was talking in long sentences that were becoming paragraphs about my take on songwriting. And she kind of just summed it up when she said, if we didn't have something to heal, our songs wouldn't be about much, would they?
They wouldn't be made of much.
They wouldn't be made of much. She said it even better. Mm-hmm. If we didn't have something to heal, they wouldn't be made of much. Our songs wouldn't be made of much. So I'm going to take that quote and make a bumper sticker out of that. That's a very quotable quote. What else is going on before we play some songs? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I think it's been like a long time since we've done this. Like a lot has happened.
A whole lot has happened in our life, yeah.
Yeah, we played with the Country Music Hall of Fame. We had a very Nashville week this week. We
had
played
a Nashville week.
the Bluebird on Thursday, and then Friday we went to Third and Lindsley here in town and saw Kelly McWee and Ray Wiley Hubbard. It was his Nashville CD release, and that was super fun. And saw a bunch of friends. And then yesterday we played at the Country Music Hall of Fame, which was also pretty fun. And I had a birthday.
Jaimee had a birthday. And we went to Austin for that, where we visited with lots of friends.
Went to a wedding in Luckenbach.
Went to Luckenbach. If you're not familiar with Luckenbach, Texas, you might know the song that Waylon Jennings had a hit on, Luckenbach, Texas. it's really more of a events. It's a special events place now, but it once was a town. And this guy named Hondo owned it. It was a one parking meter town, Hondo Crouch. And when Hondo died, his daughter ran it for a while, and I don't know who runs it now. I think she may have sold it.
I think so, because her name was Jaimee also, so I remember that. But yeah, they do. I mean, they still have like songwriter, I think Sunday afternoons, usually at 2 o'clock. They've got 4 songwriters on a stage for about 2 hours. You can check that out. Sometimes they have a little, that little, it's called the Lukenbach Post Office. It's where the woman stuck her Viva Terralingua sticker on the door because she won the Terlingua Chili Cook-Off, and that's where Jerry Jeff Walker got the idea for Viva Terralingua being the name of his live record at Lukenbach, which is very confusing that it wasn't recorded in Terlingua, but at Lukenbach. So if you go in, there's like it's like a little post office building that's turned into a gift shop now where you buy the Everybody Somebody in Lukenbach t-shirts and everything. And there's a small room there that has a little makeshift bar. And
everybody is somebody in a Lukenbach.
Yeah. And so sometimes they have songwriters in there in the middle of the week. And that's a really cool experience because they don't do it quite in the center of the room like the Bluebird, but they can fit maybe 40, 50 people in there. And it's almost like a semicircle, and you never know who's going to stop in. That's a cool thing. So there's still a lot of songwriter activity going on there, but of course, rented out for special events.
Yeah, it's
and
for
bigger
weddings
concerts and stuff.
Bigger concerts. It's just a big Texas-y thing to do, to go to Lukenbach, and we went to a wedding there, and we were there for 6 hours, and that wore me out. I loved it, but oh my God, 6 hours of engagement nonstop with other humans after nearly 2 years of removal was wow. Oh my God. Believe it or not, I'm naturally an introvert. I'm an extrovert on stage, but in life, I'm very introverted. And so being in constant engagement with people for 6 hours for me was exhausting. Of course, Jaimee was the last to leave and talking rapidly at 6 hours. She gets energized. She's an extrovert off stage, more of an introvert on stage in some ways. So Jaimee was just, she last to leave, man. She loves talking to folks and getting caught up with folks.
So many of them are songwriters too, which I always think is an Adam Carroll.
Yeah, getting caught up with folks you hadn't seen in a couple of years. So we've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot going on.
Oh, we should tell. We saw, I think one of my favorite things we've done was on my birthday, you took me to an art museum called the Blanton in Austin, and we saw the Terry Allen exhibit called Memoirs, W-A-R-S. And I'm still just like totally blown away by that exhibit. I thought that was really powerful.
Yeah, Terry Allen is a songwriter. He's a painter. He's a poet. He's an author. He's a sculptor. He's a Renaissance man, an art school boy, and he is really, really gifted. And there's a special exhibit at the University of Texas dedicated to his artwork, and we really enjoyed that. We both left that exhibit on fire. And I wrote 3 songs last week, co-wrote.
That's right,
3 songs. I haven't done that in years. Really got inspired down in Texas. It's a good time to be in Austin right now. It's not hot yet, and the city's humming. That was true of New Orleans too. Not hot yet, and the city was humming. So we're on a new kind of high, which is, I think, fueled by being back out in the world and the spring and reconnecting with people, and just we're ready to make music and make art, you know. I
think we got our creative well filled too.
Yeah.
Like going to see Ray, going to, we saw several shows in Austin and the art and everything. Just it's good to I think be inspired by what other artists are doing.
Yeah, going out and see music again and stuff.
Yeah.
And anyway. What else? Oh, we forgot to mention one more thing. Oh my God, it's 15 minutes of talking here. This is now a talk show.
Look, that's we haven't done it for 3 weeks, so that's 5 minutes for every week that we had to catch people up. That's about right.
That's true. We forgot to mention this, that my new record went on pre-sale last week. And pre-sale is a way...
2 days ago. Yeah.
2 days ago. Of getting your hands on a record first, and It's available on all platforms for pre-order. The actual street date is June 3rd or 6th, something like
June
that.
3rd.
June 3rd. So you can pre-order it now. If you pre-order it from my website, it will arrive to you a day early and signed. But you can pre-order it anywhere. And that would be wonderful for a lot of reasons. I think pre-orders help stores to know how many to order when the dang thing actually comes out.
And while we have your ears, may I just say, I just put a link also where you can digitally pre-order it or do what's called pre-save. So if you, I'll just tell the secret. If you pre-save our record, Mary's record, on Spotify, Apple Music, any of those options, it helps us because that tells the people that you guys really want to hear the record. So it gives us a better chance at like getting the record heard. It sounds silly, but it's a free thing that you can do that'll help like support getting more ears and eyes on the record. So
great.
Hop over there and do that too.
That sounds awesome. Should we play or should we play that track? We released.
Let's play some first, right?
We released a single. Well, we didn't. This is not me. Okay, this is record company stuff. They released a single a couple of weeks ago. A song we wrote called Amsterdam, and then last week they released another single. So radio now has a couple of singles from the record, and that's kind of how they do it. They dribble it out to see if it can get some traction on radio and stuff, and then. What happens is they keep releasing singles and then they release the record. So it's record company thinking. I don't have any say in that, or I don't have an opinion about that. I don't even know.
Well, I guess I mentioned the Spotify thing because I think sometimes like people are like, oh, Spotify's the devil, but it does help us too, right, in a way. And so that's like a good way to support. You know, it's not all.
Yeah, no, it's not all bad. It's not all bad. In fact, having it available to a lot more people, that's always good. It's just difficult because technology is complicated. Mm-hmm. Every time there's a win, there's a loss. It's like break even over time in so many ways. Let's play Dark Enough. What do you think? Bottom of my tears, on the backside of my fears, at the center of the pain, hear my voice call out your name. Days go by, nothing works. I can't believe how much this hurts. Don't know where you are. It's dark enough to see the stars. Dark enough to see the stars. Dark enough to see the light in an ocean black and deep. In the middle of the night, as I hold on to your love, like those lights from up above, I have drifted out so far. It's dark enough to see the stars. Curse the clock, time is a thief. Every life it measures brief. Every child is born to die, but the soul is born to fly under heaven's canopy. Tiny diamonds, you and me, lightning bugs inside a jar. It's dark enough to see the stars, dark enough to see the stars, dark enough to see the light in an ocean black and deep. In the middle of the night, as I hold on to your love, like those lights from up above, I've drifted out so far. It's dark enough to see the stars, being carried out so far. It's dark enough to see the stars. Sounds so good there, Harris.
Feels good to be playing again.
Feels good to be playing music. So yesterday at the Country Music Hall of Fame here in Nashville, they gave us a show at the Ford Theater, which is one of the best sounding rooms in town. And what I did was I read and we played, and I read and we played, and I read and we played. And I really like that format. I love getting some reading in from the book and introducing the audience there to my reading and writing, and then playing kind of the songs that correlate with the reading.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool. I like doing that.
Dude, and that, you're right. That room is like one of the best. Even the green room sounded magnificent.
Yeah.
We could have done the show from the green room. It was incredible.
Well, they have the sound designers that know how to really build a room for acoustic music. That room is built for acoustic music.
It's incredible.
And everything about it looks good, sounds good, and feels good.
And you sounded good reading in there, too.
I liked
beautiful.
reading in there. The reverb was extraordinary. So I'm inspired to read a little bit from my book today. I'm in it. And I'm going to read... I haven't read this one on the show here in a while, if I've read it at all. I'm going to read about the night I played for a group of a couple of hundred homeless men at the Nashville Rescue Mission. It goes like this. I close my eyes when I sing. I tell myself I do it to focus on note placement and pitch, to focus on the meaning of the words. I want to feel the lyrics for real. I'm not an actor. This is all true, but truer still, I close my eyes because I'm not comfortable looking at people in the eye when I sing. When asked why he closed his eyes when he sang, Townes Van Zandt said, well, if the audience closed their eyes, I wouldn't have to, which is the best. The truth is, I'm not a trained vocalist. I'm not a singer. Singing makes me feel exposed, kind of naked. I find it oftentimes a challenge to sing my own songs. Some say my singing is an acquired taste. One thing's for sure, I've never had the ability to hold a note like some singers do and bring an audience to their feet. I've never really questioned any of this until the night I was invited to perform at the Nashville Rescue Mission in the summer of 2016. When I arrived, the auditorium was already overflowing. There was not a single empty seat. and men stood in the back and along sides against the wall, waiting for the music to start. The overcrowded room grew warm. It smelled of unwashed bodies, dirty clothes, urine, early-stage gangrene. Some men nodded out in their metal folding chairs, their heads resting on their chests. Others talked to themselves, mumbling. Gospel singer Wayne Settles kicked it off with a big gospel voice and a full band. When Wayne was done, a preacher took the podium and read from Corinthians. Love is patient, love is kind. The men responded, amen, yes, yes. So I was invited to close the show, voice and guitar only, with a single song, Mercy Now. I knew I could not close my eyes. The men sitting in front of me had all been looked over and left behind. I could not be one more person to look away. I had to meet their eyes as I sang. I prayed for courage and started. My Father could use a little mercy now. I looked directly into the face of a man in the front row, and our eyes met. He nodded gently, I nodded back. He smiled. I was not expecting this mutuality, but it turns out I needed it. I glanced at the man beside him. His face was disfigured. Grafted skin covered the area where his right eye once was. No matter. I looked directly into his misshapen face and sang, the fruits of his labor fall and rot slowly on the ground. He returned my gaze, nodded yes, his one eye perfectly capable of reciprocity. I kept going, looked into the eyes of the next fellow and then the next. I'd get a grin, a green light. As I scanned the room, I realized there was nothing to fear here tonight. There was no need to protect my heart. These men and me, we needed the same things: hope, empathy, acknowledgement, respect. Their nods, their grins, their faces said, sing, Mary, sing. Sing us the good news. Sing to us of mercy and forgiveness. Show us your heart that we might feel our own. They craved the mercy I was singing of. They desperately needed it. And my eyes reflected back, me too. Me too. All right. Let's play Mercy now. What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, my father sure could use a little mercy now. The fruits of his labor fall and rot slowly on the ground. His work is almost over. Won't be long, he won't be around. I love my father. He could use some mercy now. And my brother sure could use a little mercy now. He's a stranger to freedom, shackled to his fear and doubt. The pain that he lives in, it's almost more than living will allow. I love my brother. He could use some mercy now. My church and my country, they could use a little mercy now. As they sink into a poison pit, it's gonna take forever to climb out. They carry the weight of the faithful who follow them down. I love my church and country. They could use some mercy now. Every living thing could use a little mercy now. Only the hand of grace can end the race towards another mushroom cloud. They carry the weight of the faithful. People in power, they'll do anything to keep their crown. I love life, life itself could use some mercy now. Yeah, we all could use a little mercy now. I know we don't deserve it, but we need it anyhow. We hang in the balance, we dangle between hell and hallowed ground. And every single one of us could use some mercy now. Yes, every single one of us could use some mercy now. Oh, Mercy Now song. Oh, wow. So where you want to go from here? You want to sing? You want to read? What do you got?
I can sing something.
Why don't you play something and
All right.
get me out of the hot seat for a minute here?
Sure. Happy to. Well, since you brought it up the other day, I think the only other time I played this song was on this live. Well, I know you can't hear me because I'm over here, but I'm going to move this over here. But I want to do something brave. But the only other time I played this song was on this live stream. And it was really fun. So I think I'd like to try it again. It's one of the songs that I wrote on my big Florida trip. It was actually the first song I wrote.
Is this the Tattoo?
Yeah.
I love this song.
Cool.
What's the name of it again? The Tattoo?
Tattoo Zoo.
Tattoo Zoo, ladies and gentlemen. A great song by Jaimee Harris.
Thank you. Those college boys in the corner are each waiting their turn for a symbol they
song she loves to sing. He's feeling much more hopeful now that she is sober. He is so proud of her and he wants the world to see. To the casual eye, it might look like a big mistake on a Friday night. Step up to the window and look through. You might see somebody with a story just like you at the tattoo zoo. That girl there on the couch came up here for the weekend from Jackson to spread her mama's ashes on the beach. They never could agree on much except for Dolly Parton, and that's why she's in there waiting for a heart that says Jolene. To the casual eye, it might look like a big mistake on a Friday night. Step up to the window and look through. You might see somebody with a story just like you at the tattoo zoo. To the casual eye, it might look like a big mistake on a Friday night. Step up to the window and look through. You might see somebody with a story just like you at the tattoo zoo.
Yeah. Such a good song.
Thank you. It's a fun one.
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it a lot. Especially as a tattoo outsider.
That is so cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do not have a single tattoo. Not one. And I'll probably remain that way. Tattoos are not my thing. But I do admire them on other people. And having that song tell me a little bit about why people do it, it gives me an understanding that I didn't have before you sang it.
Well, I think that's cool.
I think that's really cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. See, I'm always afraid of that amount of commitment. I mean, that's permanent.
I understand that with you.
Because
you're so certain. You're like, I like this. And then like 2 days later, you'll be like, it's not my thing anymore.
Well, it's being an 8 on the Enneagram and being a Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
So I am constantly my own opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And
a strong opposite.
A strong opposite. I can take either side of an argument and convince myself. It's a superpower, and it's also confusing, and it's difficult to be on the other side of it.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna read another little bit, I think. Gonna start at the top here. I'm gonna start at the top. This is the beginning of the book. It's called the prologue. It goes like this. Where do songs come from? Well, hell, I'm not sure, really. I learned how to write songs by writing songs. I quit high school and I quit college. I didn't go to music school and I don't follow directions. It's my nature to challenge authority and do things my own way. I call this stubbornness entrepreneurial spirit. But I'm willing to listen if given a choice, and Deb, my beloved therapist of many years, found a workaround for me. When offering me a suggestion, she often says, Mary, I would like to invite you to consider. It works. So this book I've written is a collection of stories, observations, and ideas that I'm inviting you, the reader, to consider. Beyond reason and conscious thought, past my own story, behind firewalls of self-protection and fear, sits a mysterious power that can turn a good song into a great song. I've sat for hours trying to figure out a song, hopelessly stuck. My best writing happens in a kind of trance. It's an exercise in faith. I only know I've gotten there in retrospect, when the words and melody do more than I imagined possible when I was putting them together. People ask me if I believe songs can change the world. My answer is yes, absolutely. And here's how. A song can change a heart by creating empathy. A changed heart has the power to change a mind. And when a mind changes, a person changes. When people change, the world changes. One song, one heart, one mind, one person at a time. Bruce Springsteen said, music is a repair shop. Basically, I'm a repairman. I love that. Songs have the power to repair hearts and heal souls. That's why I called my book Saved by a Song. If you haven't got one, get one. Get it at my website. They show up signed. I've got a bunch of signed books at my website. Please get it from me. And it will arrive signed. Play us another one, Harris.
Sure.
What you got?
Well, I think some of you know I made a new record, last year, I think? But it's not coming out till January 2022 for a really good reason. Wait, 2023? What year is it? So I've got this little thing called the Folk and Roll Fan Club, which is a Patreon where I'm sharing exclusive songs and demos and chord charts and all sorts of things with folks over there. And this is, I'm going to be sharing the demo for this song this week. It's been really cool. What I've been doing is now 9 or 10. There are 10 tracks on the record. There used to be 11, but now there are 10. And every other Monday, I'm sharing the exact demo that I sent to Mark Hallman that he heard, ideas about the record. And then the following week, I share a little clip of the recording. So the following week, the previous week, I shared a little clip of the Fair and Dark-Haired Lad.
You need to tell everybody who Mark Hallman is.
Oh, sorry. Mark Hallman is the producer of the record.
So the way this works, here's how this works.
Thank you. You're better explaining at it than me.
Well, you got to assume nothing.
I know. I just don't know how to.
Here's how it works. We songwriters have to find a producer to make our record. And so we generally talk to several producers. And we send them songs and try to get them interested or try to get a gauge on if they like what we're doing. So Jaimee spoke to multiple producers. I think we spoke to 5 or 6. And this one guy in Austin who we really, really love, who's made a bunch of records that we really love. Ani DeFranco records, Eliza Gilkyson records.
Tom Russell.
Tom Russell records. Just a lot of records we love. His name is Mark Hallman. And Jaimee was sending just a voice and guitar rough demo of the songs to Mark. And he got more and more excited as the songs kept coming. And I think you decided, and I was part of that process, that Mark's the guy. Based on his level of excitement, based on availability, just based on trust. Every group of songs that we write tends to have a personality, and you want to match the personality with those songs with the personality of the record producer. So that's why artists change producers, because artists change personally, and they change their approach to songs. You want to match that. So that's what Jaimee's talking about. So she sent these demos to Mark, and she's giving, let me try to interpret.
Yeah, so I'm alternating. So 1 week on Patreon, I post the demo, the full demo, the exact demo that I sent to Mark that he heard that made him go, yes, I want to make this record. And then the following week, I'm sharing between a 30-second to 1-minute clip of the recorded
final.
version.
Oh,
Yeah, so like the last
So
song I
people
shared.
can A/B it, the
Exactly.
rough, and then the recording with the full band produced by Mark.
Exactly.
Holmes.
So the one that I'm sharing it in order of the track listing on the record. So like last week I shared it was the clip from the record that features Michele's awesome violin solo on the Fair and Dark Haired Lad.
Oh yeah, he played that so beautifully.
He did. He nailed it. So this week, as in tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing the demo for this song, which I wrote at a workshop that I attended with Mary. So I'm excited for people to hear this.
Cool.
The only reason I'm here is 'cause to us all he made it clear he'd like for me to sit here at your table. A forever guest, you pour the wine, got to me in your sweet time when you finally found me fit and able. If he were here, he'd pour my drink, set it down before he'd even think to take a sip to cure his own thirst. Or to sit here with your smiles fake, or stand outside with swallowed hate. Well, I have not decided which is worse. You free, or are you hiding from the things you don't agree with or believe in? Skim the text and find the lines that feed your purpose. It's so easy to love your brother on the surface. Well, I know how quickly things can change. They'll turn their backs, curse your name for situations seeming predetermined. And if your footing can't be found, they'll shout at you to turn around, meaning well, but clearly lacking understanding. It's true, it wasn't long ago I traveled down a crooked road that ended in explosions, consequences. Well, I fought the battle with the sword, but won the battle with the Lord, a power that believes in second chances. So are you free, or are you hiding from the things you don't agree with or believe in? Skim the text and find the lines that feed your purpose. It's so easy to love your brother on the surface. The only reason not reserved just for our own kind. Well, it travels over many shores, through rivers, canyons, prison doors, and I believe it travels all the time.
I love that song.
Thank you.
I just do. I love that song. It's just so good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, where are we? I just lost my mind for a minute there.
Oh, cool.
I go in that song and I gotta find myself again.
It's a whole world for sure.
It's really got a beautiful thing to it. Let me get my thing on here.
I'm like glad that the record's not coming out until January in a way, because I don't know, it gives me more time to write more, and like we get to run around the world together and like stay in touch with our friends. But I'm also like, I'm ready for people to hear this. I'm like
ready for
so
people to
proud
hear
of
it
these
too.
songs, you know? Feels good to feel that way.
Yeah, I think our basic plan is this. We already are. We have booked many shows for my record, which is coming out in June. Like we're gonna be in the UK and Europe, Canada, all over the East Coast, West Coast. We've booked Colorado, and we're in Texas. We're everywhere in the next 9-10 months, and then come January, it's your turn. Then her record comes out, and then she's going to be out doing her thing. So we're going to be road dogging it pretty soon, and Lord willing, and the pandemic actually does become endemic, and we can continue to travel. We're going to be working, and so we just are ready to do it. But the systems have to kick on when you have a record deal, record company, and the vinyl manufacturing and radio involved and publicists and all the people that have to play the record release game with you. It takes the time. That's why January is Jaimee's date, because the record company had to stack records sequentially as they're turned in, and so. But I think it all works out real good. You're going to be ready with another record once that comes out, because you have this time to write, and I think that's great.
Hopefully that's.
Yeah, I think that's great to have a bunch of songs ready after you release the record, because there's no time to write on the road really. So anyway, Highway 90 westbound in the falling dark, rolling past cornfields, catfish farms and swamps, a Pascagoula sunset, a longing breaking through. Don't know why I'm always leaving. Don't know why I left you. Won't you meet me in the meadow? We can look up at the stars, lean into the wind, dream again, find out who we are. Won't you meet me in the meadow? No more alone. We can lay down in the grass till the feelings pass, then go home. much to tell you. I am ready to come clean. I'm so tired of running from things I cannot leave. You and me and Mississippi, that old beautiful scar, in need of forgiveness and the grace of God. Won't you meet me in the meadow? We can look up at the stars, lean into the wind, dream again, find out who we are. Won't you meet me in the meadow? No more alone. Lay down in the grass till the feelings pass, then go home. Let's throw a blanket in the grass till the feelings pass, then go home. Okay.
I love that song.
That song really suits me.
It suits Ben too. I love him. I love both of y'all
It's
singing
just
it.
a very co-written song with me and young handsome Ben, Mr.
so
Ben
great.
Glover, co-writer. You and Ben are my favorites to co-write with.
What? Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, why don't you play that new track?
Oh yeah, you got it.
All right, here's what we want to do. I don't have a video for this yet. They're working on one, but I want y'all to hear this song. This is going to be the single I think the record company's going to push off of my forthcoming record that's going to come out in June. It's called Dark Enough to See the Stars. I got that right out of a Martin Luther King speech, and I love how fitting it is for the times that we're in.
Totally.
And this is the track that the record company feels they can get the most mileage out of on radio. That's what a single is all about, to try to get the radio to play it. And here we go. I want y'all to hear it. It's called Fall Apart World? What the hell is it called?
That's what it's called.
I don't know. Yeah, Fall. Sunrise at low tide, songbirds on a high wire, full moon on the hillside, hanging low, walking around with a big smile. Been such a long while. How'd you find me? How'd you know? I was stranded, shipwrecked, sidelined on the shore. You wrapped your arms around me. Now I look for love no more. You're my girl in this broken barefoot under blue skies, honeybees, butterflies, your golden hair in the sunlight, and your heart so true. Sailboats on the skyline, feels so good to feel fine. Hallelujah, hallelujah. No more waiting, no more searching, no more drifting, no more alone. I've got my love beside me, and I am finally home. You're my girl in this broken heart, fall apart world. You're my girl in this broken heart, fall apart world. You're my girl in this broken heart, fall apart world. You're my girl in this broken heart, fall apart world. Oh my God, a happy song. So, I'm going to see what that feels like. You know what it feels
Why are
like?
you screaming?
Because it makes me uncomfortable to sing a happy song. Isn't that strange? I've been singing sad shit for 45 years, and now suddenly I got a happy song and I'm jumping out of my skin.
Well, I love it feels like a catfish because it's like,
Like a catfish?
yeah.
Was it catfish? The bottom feeder?
It's a cultural term. Anyways, it's like when you think it's going to be one thing and then it's another thing. So I feel like it's like, oh, like if you pick up, because it's the first track on the record,
It
right?
says
so you
Fall
pick it up
Apart
and you're
World.
like, Fall Apart World. That sounds pretty on brand for Mary Gaucher. And then you pop it in and you're like, what is this?
Yeah, that's what
What's happening?
the graphic artist who designed it, Gail Marowitz.
love it.
I sent her the record. I love her artwork, by the way. I sent her the record, and she said, "This is gonna take me a minute, Mary. I'm a huge fan, but I just don't know what to do with you happy." Like, me neither. It's unsettling. Oh my God, you gotta grow. You know, you can't do the same thing over and over again, and you gotta grow. And part of what I teach, I have to practice, which is you got to be vulnerable. You got to go to places that make you uncomfortable. That's where the good stuff is. And I've been talking about that forever with my songwriting students, and you know, I'm experiencing it right now in real time. That amount of joy, in some ways, is uncomfortable for me. In a you know, in a world gone wrong, that amount of joy, I'm almost embarrassed by it. Because I know what's going on the news right now. I know what's going on in the world right now. I know how many people are in pain right now, and I feel almost self-conscious about the upbeat nature. On the other hand, I also think that bringing the joy is a form of resistance. It is absolutely important that we hold on to hope, and that we hold on to the good moments when things are really, really troubling. And struggle is part of the deal, but so are the good moments. And so, I'm able to, in some ways, see my way into this. I just have to get comfortable with it. It's going to take a little time. So I wanted to mention that we're going to be doing one more online songwriting workshop in 2022. And then we're going to hit the road and it's all over in terms of doing workshops. But we have one more online songwriting workshop. If you want to work with me and Jaimee, it's coming up pretty quickly. It will be May 14. It's a 4-pack. May 14, 21, 28, and June 4th. Or let's just call it a 4-class bundle.
I like calling it a 4-pack.
4 3-hour classes. And we do it online on Zoom. We keep the class limited to 20 students. These all sell out really quickly. Once we have 20, we're taking it off the website for sale. But right now there are seats available, and we're doing 4 3-hour classes, and we're going to really get in there and work with songwriters one more time online. As our tour dates start to approach, we'll be less able to do this. And we also have an in-person workshop in Nashville in July at Thistle Forums. So there's 2 opportunities. One is in person, one is online, to work with me again this year. And after that, I won't be teaching songwriting. I will be performing on the road. So where are we? It's 3.
I had a thought about that whole thing about you were talking about the happy song.
Yeah.
I mean, think about like being in a country where it's not okay to love another woman, and how much comfort that song can bring. Or like in these states, like the one that we live in, where like gay marriage is under threat, or it's not okay to love who you love. Like that song
is pretty radical. It is. Maybe that's what's making me uncomfortable. Maybe I feel like I just put a target on my back.
At 60 years old, Mary Gaucher comes out of the closet.
I have an announcement.
Who is surprised?
The thing is that
I'm sorry.
Is that I haven't. A lot of my songs are gender neutral.
Right.
I have very much sang to you, and in that way, I mean, not to you, but to the pronoun you. And I remember when I first came to Nashville, I was working at a publishing house called Harlan Howard Songs. And Harlan Howard was a great country songwriter. And a lot of people wanted to write with Harlan. Winona, Nora Jones. Katie Lang came to town and wanted to write with Harlan. And Katie's instructions to Harlan was, I need us to write a song, but the pronoun has to be you. Like, nobody ever expected that Katie Lang was straight, but singing to a her, because she was aware that it could make some audience members uncomfortable, she's really insistent on singing to you at that point. And Harlan actually found that extremely challenging, to play the pronoun game.
Really? Mm-hmm. Because to me, I would think that it does make a lot more sense, because normally you would want to write a song singing to you just because it's more personal. Mm-hmm. And the subject of you would already know their gender, so there's no reason to bring that in anyways. And in a way, it can make it more universal, right?
It does make it more universal.
Not can, it does. Exactly.
Because both women and men, straight and gay, can relate to it.
Totally.
So this song could either be... Fall Apart World could either be viewed as Mary Gaucher's big gay moment, or I am just the narrator.
Exactly.
And it's not me, it's the singer, who could be a man or a woman, singing about this love.
I mean, I could hear like St. Paul and the Broken Bones doing a version of that with horns. I could hear Leon Bridges doing that with horns. You can hear, I can hear like you said, if the song is a great song, it can be cut in any genre.
Absolutely. John Prine, famous. I am an old woman named after my mother. And in that moment, he was. So there you go. The big discussion.
Sorry, I wasn't ready to bounce
just
off of
jump
that.
off of that. You like to poke when you see me squirm, huh?
Well, not poke. I was really thinking about, I guess, what's going on. I mean, it's like, I just think that, like, somebody put in the comments, like, it's subversive, but, like, really what's going on in Texas, what's going on in Tennessee, what's going on. Alabama. Exactly. Russia. Always. Like, I mean, just.
Oh, it's horrific for gay and lesbian people in Russia. I can't even imagine what happens to transgender people there. They've been putting gay and lesbian people in jail since forever.
And can you just
for being gay?
A little person who, like, that song, that song might find them in some way, and they can
hold on to it as a lifesaver. I hope that happens. I hope it happens for a lot of reasons. You know, the governor of Alabama just signed it into law that gay transgender young people can't compete in sports. That's just cruel.
The thing in Florida.
And it's just a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, and I think, you know, you're a folk singer, and through the lens of folk singing, that song can do a lot more than meets the eye.
All right, here we go. I'm going to sing it every night.
This one's for Dissent. I mean, I can do it.
Well, the truth is that the discomfort that comes from stretching is like going to the gym, and it makes you stronger. It just makes you stronger. And I'm in, you know. I can't teach it if I'm not willing to do it.
Good talk.
Crescent City disappearing in the rear view mirror, just like she's always done. Spend my life running from the ghost of the VUCA raid and that dirty spillway water in the noonday sun. Daughters of Charity left a mark on me. Keeping secrets where it just makes you feel alone. Magazine Street stole from me, and I never thought I'd find my way home. Thank God for you. Thank God for you. Wake up in the morning, I thank God for you. Thank God for you. I thank God for you. Wake up in the morning, I thank God for you. Junkie jonesing on a Greyhound bus with a 20-year ticket to a tortured mind. Siren sorrow, cigarette butts, my Jesus in pieces, broken as a highway line. Thank God for you. Thank God for you. Wake up in the morning, I thank God for you. Thank God for you. I thank God for you. Wake up in the morning, I thank God for you. thank God for you. I wake up in the morning, I thank God for you. I thank God for you. I thank God for you. Yeah. Wake up in the morning, I thank God for you. Yo! Lordy. Lordy. Wrote that song with Mr. Peter Case.
Huge fan. Big fan.
Peace, man. We got to get Peter on our show. We were supposed to have him and something happened. And
We were driving to Key West for your residency, and there was a giant ice snowstorm coming, so we had to leave a day early. So we had to reschedule.
why does that seem like another lifetime ago? It was only February.
Dude, we are beyond the first quarter of 2022.
We do so much. We stay busy, y'all. I don't sit around. I am always adding to what we do. I think that is probably
You added 10 things to the to-do list
today.
within the slideshow, starting the
Case is brilliant.
I agree.
Marilyn.
fan.
We're with him. We
Huge
love him.
fan.
He's a genius, and he's our friend. And we got to get him back in here. What else? Oh, my goodness. Well, it's time for the commercial, I think, and then we'll play a song and call it a day. I bought Jaimee a desk for her birthday, and there's a guy who is bringing it to the house today. It's a 7-foot-long desk. It was made in India, and it's got shelving attached to it. It's really exquisite. It's lovely. We went all over town looking everywhere. We went to, 7 or 8 stores, and we finally found what we were looking for. And at the very last store,
I spent on the internet.
yeah, well, she spent 3 weeks going in circles looking for it.
Losing my mind.
Yeah, but we yesterday spent the whole day doing it, and we found it.
Which is great because while I was taking stuff out of my current desk, 2 things collapsed. The drawer collapsed and the filing cabinet collapsed. So it was its very last
The reason
day.
I bought her a desk is because her current desk is collapsing. So there's that. All right, vinyl.
Sorry.
You want vinyl? We got vinyl. Look at here. Look at here. This is a double CD live at Blue Rock. 2 CDs, extra thick. I forget what it's called, but it's the expensive kind. Very thick vinyl. This is Trouble in Love on vinyl. And this is the Rifles and Rosary Beads. We have 3 different vinyls, and they're available on my website. And you can also get them, if you want all 3, signed in a bundle, and it costs less. I think that there's a reduction in the cost if you buy the bundle. Also, speaking of bundles, one more thing. This is 10 CDs, but actually it's 11. I guess it was a month or 2 ago now, I found this box of CDs that I didn't even know I made. I forgot about these. It was under a different regime. I had a manager a long time ago who helped me put this together, and it's called Mary Gaucher Season of Mercy. And it's not available anywhere. It's 5 songs. One of them's at the Cambridge Folk Festival in England, July 2005. It's just obscure stuff I don't even remember doing. Introduction. I don't remember that was. I think that was in Holland or Belgium. I don't even know what's on this damn thing. But if you buy the 10 CD bundles today on this live show, I'll put this one in there so it'll become 11. This will come directly from our house, not from the website store, and I'll make sure you get 11. And that whole situation is $50. 10 plus 1. Thank y'all so much. Always happy to write out the lyrics of your favorite Mary Gaucher song for you and sign it and date it. This is Mercy Now, written out for someone who ordered it day before yesterday. I sit in here and do it while we're at home, and happy to do that. And again, one more time, an online workshop is available if you want to work with me as a songwriter. I'm happy to work with you. That is in May and the first Saturday in June. It's a 4-pack, 4 weeks of working with me online. There's also a writing workshop in Nashville, in person, through Performing Songwriter Creative Workshop. That is a 3-day intensive in person here at the incredibly important Thistle Forums Cafe, which is a really beautiful cafe run by the Women of Magdalene. And these are women who are coming into recovery off the street, and they really bring a lot of love to that beautiful cafe. And we're happy to hold the workshops there in the meeting room. Anything else?
I think I just remembered something that is in the slideshow, but I don't think we tell people very often for some
What's
reason
that?
because it slips our mind. I should maybe double check to make sure. But if you buy a CD bundle, it doesn't apply to the workshops or to the pre-orders of your new record. But a CD bundle, T-shirts, anything like that, if you enter the code Sundays10, our Sunday live stream folks get a 10% discount.
Didn't even know we did that. I don't think I've ever said it. I didn't even know it happened.
Yeah, it's in the slideshow every Sunday, but I don't think we've ever shared. So
I am being taught what happens at my store right now. So apparently there's a discount for the Sunday folk, and I've never announced it because I didn't even know it existed.
it was in the.
It's in a slideshow, so there you go. I don't look at the
It was
slideshow.
it happened a long time ago, but it's.
Happened 2 years ago. What else should we say? Boy, this is turning into a talk show. We should actually take questions one of these shows. You know, like we did yesterday at the Country Music Hall of Fame. Those questions were really good.
You want to take questions right now? It's too long. It's too late in the game.
Well, we don't have much time left. But one of these we're going to do and take questions. The questions at the Hall of Fame were fabulous, didn't you think?
Yeah, there was somebody that it's like, I was shocked that actually no one I don't think has ever asked you this question before, at least not since I've been around, which was, what do you wish you knew when you started?
That you know now?
That you know now? I was like, I don't think anyone's ever asked that question.
It's such a good question.
And it's a really good question.
A gentleman asked me, what do you know now,
this woman,
30
yeah.
years in,
Yeah.
that you wish you had known when you started at this songwriting thing? And my answer was that I know without a shadow of a doubt that the artists and the songwriters are the creators, and we are definitely the force and power in the music business. We're the important voice of creation, and that the business depends on us. We don't depend on the business, and it's so easy to get that backwards.
Totally.
You know, that happens really quickly in music business towns. The business will tell you they're more important than the creative side. The unicorns are the ones who move us forward, and the unicorns are the artists. That said, without the people who organize business, I mean, I'd be lost. I can drum up business, but I can't organize it, and I need the business side. We need each other. But without us, they don't exist. And without them, we don't monetize. So it's, you know, it's mutually beneficial. But I think they forget all the time that without the creatives, they got to work in some other field. And so the power, I think, really falls on the creatives. Although the power in the world is always with the people with the money. So it's a complicated question, a complicated answer. It's never easy to simplify something like that. But I think the big answer, and then I'll shut up, is that don't forget how important the songs are. Don't forget how important the songs are.
I think that's beautiful.
All right. I don't know when we're doing this again. It looks like Jamie's got we're going to be in Woodstock this week, Woodstock, New York. And we're performing at Levon Helms Barn. Amy Helm, Levon's daughter, will be joining us for the show. She's added herself to the bill, and I'm excited about that. We're going in a couple of days early to write with Amy Helm. So the show in Woodstock, New York is Saturday night, the 16th of April. On the 17th of April, I'll be at the Golden Notebook, which is an independent bookstore in Woodstock, New York. So we got 4 days in Woodstock in the spring. That should be nice. And then Jaimee has a gig the following week, so I don't know if we can do a live stream or not. I might try to figure it out. Every time I do it without Jaimee, I break something. So it's not the best idea for me to do this alone. Remember the time I couldn't figure out how to turn it off?
That was the best.
So it just kept streaming for...
And I will say, I will be on a plane at the exact time, so I won't be able to troubleshoot. Which, I mean, I kind of like the danger of it. Let's see what
if you
happens.
can give me, like, exactly numerated, here's what you do, maybe I can figure it out.
Many times.
No, you didn't write it down.
I did. And you went, I'm not going to read.
If you write it down, I'll follow it.
Okay.
Number 1, number 2, number 3. Anyway, thank y'all for joining us. We really appreciate the support. Thanks for the tips. We share them. Thanks for being part of the ride that we're on. We love y'all.
Eileen says, call Betty Sue.
Call Betty Sue.
Oh, actually, Betty Sue will be, I think she'll be in Nashville that day, so she might be able to help you.
Is she staying here?
Probably.
Can she maybe do it? I'll maybe do it with Michaela or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay, we'll try to sort something out.
Also, Melissa remembers when it was hard, when you couldn't fit.
Melissa remembers when I couldn't turn it off.
That was so funny.
I couldn't turn it off. Something happened and the text got real big. And there was no way to see the off switch. It has something to do with this Mighty Mouse. I don't know. Like I said, we need the business people, we need the tech people, we need the support people, but the unicorns, that's the artist. Anyway, thank y'all for being part of this cacophony of crazy. We'll see you soon. In a couple of weeks, we'll let you know through socials. Thanks for supporting the pre-release of Dark Enough to See the Stars. And thanks for being a patron on Jaimee's Patreon. It keeps us going. It keeps us in business. And we appreciate every last one of you. Thanks for being on our live stream today. We'll see you as soon as we can. This is called Amsterdam. Bicycle bells on Rembrandt Street, Spanish shoes on a stranger's feet, newsboy caps, old Dutchmen, an alley cat with the Cheshire grin, sailors' bars, old cafes, cobblestone carriageways, kisses in the summer rain, falling back in love again. All right, feeling all right in Amsterdam tonight. All right, feeling all right in Amsterdam, Amsterdam tonight. Rocking horse carousels, Calliope's cathedral bells, hyacinths, daffodils, tulips in the windowsill. It's been a heartbreak year. I'm so glad to be back here, walking these old streets with you. Wide awake, a dream come true. All right, feeling all right in Amsterdam tonight. All right, feeling all right in Amsterdam, Amsterdam tonight. is open to the square. Late night coffee, gingerbread, cotton sheets, a king-size bed. None of this is gonna last. All of it is gonna pass. But I look into your eyes and see I got everything I'll ever need. Alright, feeling alright in Amsterdam tonight. Alright, feeling alright in Amsterdam. Amsterdam, alright, feeling alright in Amsterdam tonight. Alright, feeling alright in Amsterdam. Amsterdam All mistakes were mine. See y'all soon. Thanks for being part of it with us. Thank y'all.